All right, coming back once again, giving God all the honor, all the glory, and all the praise. Title of this video: Quit trying to make me a preacher. Quit trying to make me a preacher. And I'm giving a great shout out to my boy David Jones in this video, which you say you are a preacher's kid. And you sick of everybody telling you you missed your calling. I'm so glad you brought that up. Now, you want me to talk about myself? Because I can relate. For years now, I've been hearing that same thing because a lot of my uncles are preachers. And people always want to give you something that God ain't told you. And just because you are a preacher's son does not mean you're going to automatically be a preacher. I don't know what's going on with this thing about everybody supposed to be pastor in the church nowadays. A whole lot of years now I've been hearing this same thing, brother. And you know what? A while back, my boy on her Hot and Cliff sent me a comment a long time ago that I thought was beautiful and sad at the same time. Because Hot and Cliff stated in one of the videos that he said, no disrespect, bro, and don't take this the wrong way, but he said, you preach better than most preachers that I know. And I took it as a compliment, but at the same time, I said, you know what? That's sad. Because I don't put myself higher than nobody. But I said it's sad because what not PP drawing, but what Hot and Cliff said was true. And I'm not talking just because he's talking about me. I told Mitty Man that before. I said, Mitty Man, you know what? You preach what most preachers won't stand on. You tell the truth and the words that you speak about, the truth. Nobody seems like they hardly doing nowadays. I even tell Pop. See, Pop got one brother that's been pastoring for years. And his other brother preaches. But when they sit down together, Pop pretty much don't fit in. Because Pop speaks the truth. And Pop will prove you wrong with the word of God if you ain't bagging it up. See, Pop not on opinions. He's on this truth. And I always ask some preachers, I'm just like my dad, like Pop, when I get around these preachers, why won't y'all stand on what's real? You know what one preacher told me? Man, if I talk about that, I'm going to lose my whole congregation. You don't want to talk about it because you're fighting with it yourself. You don't want to tell the truth, so you rather lie to the people. The people that speak the most truth are the ones that ain't sitting in the pulpit. People like what you would call nobodies. Oh, that old raggedy man with them jeans on, with that cap on. His brother in this video with this black hat on, he ain't got no degree. What is he on here talking about? I'm talking about what most preachers won't stand on. But see, now it's all about this. You got to have a degree by another man. See, I tell people I'm ordained by God. That's why I don't need R-E-V in front of my name. I don't need no title because God ain't a respected person. He don't care about all these big time names and bishop and apostle and evangelist this and prophet this. Knock yourself out with your title. I don't care about it. You still a man. You get up and put your jeans on the same way I do, I hope. Because when I think about this word of God and how it's being blocked out now, and I feel so sorry for people who want to learn and don't have a clue on the Bible because of what they sitting up under. And then you got to see all these lies. I'm not a preacher either, bro. If that's the case, I might as well do like most people say it and tell Mitty Man, you know what? Let me profit a lot of you, Mitty Man. You need to get off of that piano. You supposed to be a preacher. Put your fancy suit on and get in the pulpit and leave that piano alone, Mitty Man. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Now, Mitty Man gonna know a tree by its fruit. Mitty Man gonna look at me and say, you a fool. Because God ain't spoke that to Mitty Man. But this is what people doing. You a preacher. You missed your calling. Let me ask you this, YouTube family. This is what I always be taught to me. I've missed my calling. I'm supposed to be a preacher. I'm not a minister of music. I should be a minister, a pastor over somebody's church. Just because I'm not in the pulpit. See, first of all, many are called, but only a few are chose. Now, How did I miss my calling? To me, it looked like I'm still doing the same thing. Though I don't have on the suits and gaiters and a big fancy building and a big house and a big car looking luxury. What am I doing that the preacher ain't doing? I believe I'm still spreading the word of God. I spread it on the internet. See, here's the thing about a sermon and talking about the word of God. You don't realize you preaching a sermon every day. When people drawing and leaving comments, he's preaching. When Many Man is on her, he's preaching. He got the Bible. When Pop is on her, they preaching. Folks need to get this out of their mind. You don't have to be in church to spread the word of God. Now, if you're at church, fine. God bless you. But also remember, you don't have to be at church to spread the word of God. And you don't need REV in front of your name. Most people won't listen to you unless you have a degree. And sad thing is, the ones with the degree ain't hardly standing on no truth. A lot of them not. Not all of them. Because we done made it to the point where church has become a comfortable place for the sinners. You know what's right and you know what's wrong, but you still want to do what's wrong and leave it just like that. And I want to tell you, little bro, in this video, and you're right, people want to make you a preacher. Well, your daddy was, you know what, my uncle told me this a couple nights ago when I was at the music. Why you ain't preaching yet? Then another lady came up to me. Why you ain't preaching yet? Why you ain't over somebody's church? You know what I told both of them? I won't reveal their name, but I said, that's the problem. Just because of what you just told me, do you know how many people have got in the pulpit because of that? Because they look like a preacher, they sound like a preacher, they can pray like a preacher, and God ain't even told them to preach. Now people done put them in the position of a pastor. God Almighty. And when they get in the pulpit, they lost as a jaybird. Don't have no word. Who called you to preach? My brother. Who told you was going to be a preacher? Well, my mama always told me I could talk good. Who put you in position as a preacher? Well, I can sing good. So the people thought it was best that I got put in the pulpit because I can sing also. Well, you need to be in the choir stand, like I said in another video. We don't look at the word of God qualifications. We got our own qualifications nowadays. Put them up there. He dressed good. He looked nice, so he'll look good in front of the church in the pulpit. See, Jesus didn't care about all this stuff like nowadays. That's why when you look at the way Jesus taught, preached, it's totally different than what's going on now. When you look at Paul, which one of them, was it Paul or Peter? One of them preached till they was tongue-tied. I believe one of them preached 8 hours one time. And when you look at Peter, when he preached, 3,000 souls got saved and baptized. And I not once saw where they was hooping and hollering and spitting in microphones and worrying about a pulpit like what's going on nowadays. You got to be in the pulpit. Man, you can spread the word of God anywhere. Forget about a pulpit. That's man-made stuff. That's why most preachers won't preach unless they're in front of a big crowd. Well, that's why I don't care on here. If it's just one person, I'm going to preach to that one person. See, people forgot about the 100 sheep when one strays. What did the Lord say? You go get that one. He ain't worried about the other 99. But how you going to go after that one if you don't know who it is? Everybody ain't no preacher. Somebody got to be a deacon. Somebody got to be in the kitchen committee, like we like to say nowadays. Somebody got to usher. Somebody got to be the secretary. Let me go a little deep to the secular world, like y'all like to always down on. Somebody got to be a comedian. Somebody got to be a doctor. Somebody got to be a lawyer. Somebody got to be a singer. So what you focused on? Many are called, but only a few are chose. Only a few. Let God call you, not man. With that being said, peace. Goodbye.